When you visit a foreign country, one of the first things you should usually do, if you're interested in food and lifestyle and the way people eat and live, is visit a market. Spain is no exception to that, and in today's vlog, we're going to tour the markets of Barcelona. Big difference about Spanish markets and in many other countries is that a lot of people do actually buy their produce from these places. Not only that, they eat there as well. Now in this city we have the downright modern and we have the old traditional markets. We're going to start off at the Mercat del Ninot, or Ninot I think it's probably pronounced, which is a very modern market, but I do happen to know it has some great food on offer. So, time to mask up and head on inside. So one thing that's slightly unusual when you come into this market is that downstairs is a completely modern supermarket, but the treasure trove, the real treasure trove, is upstairs with all these little stalls. Let's have a little look around, before of course eating something. So we have fruit stalls, tons of seafood stalls, delicatessen style food, salted cod, plenty of meat. Charcuterie is big in Spain, as is cheese. Now today in the market I'm with Diego Brenner, who is more of a seafood man, but in a break with tradition he's led me straight to the meat stall where there are some rather interesting looking chuletons on display. And it goes without saying that those should be cooked really, really lightly. The words you look for in Spain are always poco and hecho.
This place, the same place where they have the fresh meat, they also cook the meat and they serve you the chuletons they have also.
Yes. It's funny, we've never actually eaten here, have we?
Yeah. It's a good idea.
So there we are, a thoroughly modern market, and one big draw for me, obviously I don't live here so I don't buy the stuff, is the fact that you actually can sit down and eat. Wow, and for those of you who like your olives, you've got a good selection there.
That's the cheese in it.
Oh wow.
Charcuterie Tomás.
I remember I bought stuff from there.
Yeah.
And here we have, wow, the most enormous selection of cheeses and charcuteries. I bet you there's no Mr. Wensleydale working at this shop. Chicken tonight, anybody? Anyway, as I said, a lot of people do choose to eat in these markets, and I love eating in markets. And given we're with Diego, of course, it has to be seafood, and we're at the bar Medusa 73. You can see customers sat around the bar enjoying their fish and shellfish, made freshly from the display of gorgeous fresh produce. You can see the octopus, the bread, the tortilla. So I'm really looking forward to this. They cook it in front of us. So without further ado, let's get on with it and enjoy the food. So I'm joined today by Ramon and Diego for this seafood feast, and we are going to start with croquettes. And what is in the croquettes?
Merluza y gambas.
Hake and prawns. Okay, I'm looking forward to those. And thankfully something to wet our whistle with, a bottle of Albarino. It wouldn't be a mutton vlog without that, would it? Rather crowded table. And we have the fried calamari.
Do you want to ask something?
Tortilla
de bacalao.
Tortilla de bacalao, that sounds
you
good.
Want to try?
Yeah.
Tortilla de bacalao. This is gambita de Huelva salteada.
Okay.
especial de mes. Priu viene también. Tenemos ahí.
So let's get that squid going. Should we squeeze the lemon over the squid? I would say probably yes. I do like a bit of lemon, not as much as I like the white wine, but and as I always say, Albarino and seafood goes together like peaches and cream. What would I say in Spanish to order this dish?
Well, you can order in several ways, no? Maybe you can say calamares andaluza, calamares rebozados.
Okay.
But normally the rebozado, it's this part of fried crunchy thing you have on side. That in Andaluza it means, in that part of the south of Spain, it's called Andalusia. And they call it al-andaluza. That's why they call it like that, because they are very typical.
Light better.
They are very typical there, and it's very light.
So there you are, folks. Fried squid lovers, calamar al-andaluz is what you're looking for. Okay, so rebozado is the past participle I believe you're looking for. Yes, that's the word to describe the fried calamares rebozados. So, thankfully, we've been allowed to come over and watch them preparing stuff. Okay. And those are the croquettes we had earlier. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at that. Okay. Okay. And what is he making? Well, maybe
They
we
look
might.
and smell great.
They do. Maybe we have to order some.
Spectacular.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I mean, this stuff is all as fresh as a field of daisies. It's really crowd-pleasing stuff. So there we are, folks, the chef in action. So the next dish has arrived, and that is the tortilla de bacalao, the codfish omelette, and it seems to be served on a piece of pan catalan. Is that right?
Sí, al tomate. I think they have made it with peppers or something.
But these Spanish omelettes, I like them when they're runny inside, but maybe that's not the way they're supposed to be. So there are a lot of interesting flavours going on there. There are green and red peppers, codfish, pimentos de padron, and the tomato bread. It's decent, I'd say that, but it's not A plus, shall we say. Well, I'm looking forward to these. Better wet my whistle so I'm ready to start eating them.
Renovarla. Directo. No, fun. Crunchy.
Absolutely delicious they are. And as the Colonel Sanders would say, they're finger-licking good.
If you get a small one, you can suck the head, like Mutton told you, and you can have it all.
So you don't even have to shell it seems, if they're small.
Because it's crunchy, toasted, very good taste.
There are several types of gambas. These are from Huelva. These are very small. But you can also have a very big one, like gamba de Paramos. For example, it's from Catalonia. They are very big, so you have to peel it. You cannot eat the because if not, you have problems. And they are very good because they are like meat. You eat it. It's very like eating meat. So it's very good.
Tastes better than lobster, I think. This kind of gambas, Ramon explained, they are better than lobster, in my opinion. Because they have this very good taste we have in here, but if you want something more,
No, in the UK we don't have too many varieties of prawns. We have small red prawns, We have what we call Dublin Bay prawns, which are they're like tiger prawns, and we have langoustines, but we don't have anything like carabineros, for example, which are enormous.
Sí. Quiero decir, que lo que más me gusta, que no son los muy grandes, no, me gustan.
As always, remember folks, if you see a closed mussel, I don't know if that is, that's marginal that is, but if they're completely closed, you don't eat them, it means they're bad. But if they've opened up during the cooking process, then they're going to be fine.
These small mussels, the mejillones de roca, están siempre at the rocks.
Okay, rock mussels,
yeah.
Okay. And give it a bit of lemon.
Very fresh. Yo no puedo, eso que realmente no puedo. A ver, tú has dicho que pasa con Maxi.
Fresh, tasty, nothing too complicated in the sauce.
Lo puesto en 3 días con el pie.
Very simple dish, a maybe more simple version of moon marinière, but with a different type of white wine and less emphasis on the onions, shallots, garlic and so on and so forth. Okay folks, that's a great start to our market tour. One down, couple more to go, but if they're all on form like this is going to be a cracking video. Let's move. So I'm going to split this up into 3 parts because it'll be too long a video otherwise, but consider that to be part 1, the Mercat del Ninot, and wasn't that beautiful? So join me for part 2, where we'll be going to the most famous market in Barcelona, La Boqueria. So make sure you join me for that one because I promise it is a belter. Thanks again to Diego and Ramon for joining me and explaining so much to me. I wish I could get this sort of seafood at home, but the next best thing we can do is watch Mutton's vlogs. So, as always, please remember, like, share and subscribe. It does help me a lot. And please join me, as I said, on my next vlog at La Boqueria. I'll see you there, and don't forget, you can't beat a bit of mutton.